this Tory Lanez situation, right? Tory Lanez doing 10 years of his life in state prison for the Megan Stallion shooting incident that happened years ago. Now, I'm not getting into how I feel about Tory Lanez, Megan Thee Stallion, none of that. That's for y'all. Y'all can go through that. Y'all can go through those wars about people you don't know. That's not what we do here. I just want to talk about Tory Lanez and a lot of the mistakes he made. Because a lot of these mistakes are made by young men every day. And a lot of these mistakes are made by a lot of people, period. I feel like in this situation with Tory made a lot of mistakes. And as an older brother, an older man, a family man, I watched a lot of stuff and I hear people saying Tory's innocent, Tory this and that, and all this. But it's not any accountability on either side of this situation. And in this situation, Tory, he's dealing with one woman as a human being with feelings, right? And he's end up dealing with her friend. And then she has feelings also. So it's all these inner feelings involved. No matter how tough people talk on the surface, we are human beings on the inside. And in this situation, going to this party, and it's none of their hometown, it's not somewhere that all of them familiar. It's not like it's a lot of people. It's Kylie, who's a billionaire, who's successful. You go to her house, and then there's alcohol added to this. Tory, as a man, number one, as a man, you have to study and practice discipline. And not having discipline in life, I know this from experience, will hurt you. And Tory not practicing discipline and being reckless with two women who were being not practicing discipline and being reckless took 10 years away from his life. That's not saying he'd do the whole 10, but I just say he did 7. It took 7 years, millions of dollars that this young man is losing from this situation. When you get into a situation like that, before you even get into a situation like that, you got to understand, you got to look at the situation all the way through. What can happen? I'm dealing with this woman who has feelings, right? Then I'm dealing with her friend who also has feelings. And now they're both in the same place at the same time. There's alcohol involved, and there's a lot of things involved with alcohol, right? Even before he came to the party, whether she told him to come to that party, most people would say, "Who all there?" "Oh, it's me and Kelsey here." "Oh, okay. I'll get up with you later on something else." You know what we've been doing, me and you, which is not wrong, right? Him and her wrong for what they've been doing behind her back. You don't go to a party and you got Shorty there and she's there with this one and they're both drinking, and you ain't, maybe he wasn't drinking at the time when he got there, but when you get there, it's a party. You got to take that in consideration. Ego, you know what I'm saying? Arrogance from Tory is like, yeah, I got both of these chicks. I'm about to go to this party and do this, and that. And he's not thinking. This is how a lot of people get caught up in crimes, robberies, and they end up doing a lot of years because they don't think it all the way through. And in life, you have to think things all the way through. So you already made that mistake. And then once she comes back and she gets into a vehicle, your vehicle, or the vehicle that's transporting you, and there's an altercation, that's when you should have had. And here's another thing. You got your friend, maybe bodyguard, driver, driving. If it was, you had a professional bodyguard, maybe a police officer with you. None of you as being stars. Megan Thee Stallion or Tory Lanez had no, and I understand you in the hills and it's rich people there, but it's none of them had anybody professional around and be like, hey, let me take you here, let me take you there. Or anybody, a friend that'd be like, look, you messing with her, I know you messing with her. I told you not to. It's not right that you mess with these two girls. This girl acting a fool. Let me take both of them to the house. Then I'll come back and get you. I'm not bringing her back and with you and we all drive off together. And it's already issues. It's already human emotion. So Tory messed up in so many areas where he didn't make the right decision. And making those decisions in life, when you make decisions, you get the consequences of those decisions. And unfortunately, he's living out the consequences. I know in his mind, I don't care what people say online. I don't care how many people push for you, whatever. In your mind, when you sitting in the cell or you sitting down to yourself and you somewhere quiet, you're thinking about what you did wrong. And Tory Lanez went wrong, and I mean, he made so many bad decisions that night. And prior to that night, by even dealing with these young ladies, you gotta understand, those are the type of young ladies you shouldn't have been dealing with in the first place. You should have said, I'm good. Men, women, people, you got a right to just say, hey, look, I'm good on that right now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Sometimes it's okay to say no. Or you good on a certain situation. Because they say all money ain't good money. And you just say all you know what ain't good, ain't for you. And you got to make the right decision in life, because it could cost you. Cost you your freedom. Sometimes it can cost you your life. It can cost somebody else's life. And it will cost you a lot of money. Not making the right decisions. And he just made a lot of bad decisions that night. And this is something that a lot of people do not want to talk about in this situation. Everybody want to go, oh, she innocent, he innocent, this, that, and do this team because you got issues within you about the opposite sex that you don't want to deal with. So you're trying to live through them, and everybody's situation is yours because you don't want to deal with your situation. But in this situation, it's two people that's wrong. It's four people that made bad decisions. But it's one person that's got hurt. However, people say she got hurt, but she got hurt. And then it's another person that's in prison. Luckily, grace of God, nobody lost their life. You know, because in situations like this, stuff like that happens. And you got to be in check and be disciplined and always be in charge of your emotions. Say, man, I need to move better now. So hopefully, whether he get appeal, he do all his time, when he walk out that yard, he can be a bigger and better, more mature man and continue to give his fan base what they want. Because to me, he threw all that away temporarily. And that's just the fact of the matter. So we can learn something from that. We all could, on how we move and how we conduct ourselves. And just think about, like, man, I don't want to, you know, it ain't all good. All glitters ain't always, the grass is not always green. Old folks used to say. So let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you for listening. We out of here.